Hi, I'm Miss Smith, and I'm married to Ammon Smith, who's amazing, and we have 4 amazing kids and 1 on the way. I've been teaching English for 10 years. I started teaching English in the Learning Center at Southeastern Oklahoma State University when I was 18 years old. When I finished my bachelor's degree, I moved directly over to the English department of the same school and started teaching Comp 1 and Comp 2. If you've never had an online class before, you're probably feeling a little intimidated. So this video is meant to be a class tour for all of you, not just the ones that are new to the setting, but to help you know what to expect and how the class is structured throughout the semester. Even though this is an online class, it's designed to incorporate every element that you would get in a face-to-face class. So first, let's think about what a face-to-face class has. A lot of fear that students experience when entering an online class is a result of feeling like some basic elements of a face-to-face class are not going to be present in the online class. For one, a face-to-face class has a routine schedule. You have to get yourself up and go to class at a certain time, so many times a week, so you have this schedule set up for you. 2, you have lectures from the instructor where you can see and hear the instructor and other things going on, and a lot of you are auditory and visual learners, and that's really important to you. 3rd, you have some interaction with other students, whether that's just hearing the other students' ideas or working in group projects. It's not a completely solitary experience. 4, of course, you have homework. That's one that you would probably rather take out. But in a face-to-face class, of course, you have homework, and that usually consists of reading assignments. And last, of course, you're going to have some assessments. In an English class, that would typically be expected to be essays and maybe some quizzes. This class is going to incorporate all of those things, and I'm about to show you how. In Comp 2, you'll have a routine schedule set up by week. Every week is marked on the side with a button to push so that you can see exactly what you're supposed to do, and so that you can easily keep track. The date is available there as well. Each week, you'll open each of the folders. There's a folder for class lectures, reading, participation, assessments, and there's also a Q&A. We'll talk about these a little more in a minute, but each week is designed exactly the same so that you know what you're supposed to do. Every week, you'll have lectures to watch. You'll have reading assignments to complete. The participation will need to be done mostly by Thursdays and Saturdays. So all of these things can be marked on your schedule and completed, and you'll have a set schedule and know what to expect. And pretty much there shouldn't be any change. Your essays will be due weeks 4, 8, 12, and 16. So basically once a month. Just like in a face-to-face class, you would go and you would see someone talking, you would hear what they say, you would have both visual and audio input. You'll have lectures in this class as well, and those lectures will be from YouTube. Some are ones that I've created. For example, the procrastination ones are ones that I did. You'll hear me talking just like you are in this lecture right now. Others, for example, you'll hear the actual authors reading their work, or you'll see some PowerPoints created by some other people. In general, though, this is an opportunity for you to watch something. Occasionally there's PowerPoints that don't have the audio, but most of them are YouTube videos, so that you can see and hear something just like you would in going to a face-to-face class. Now, I admit that you're not going to have the exact same type of friendships develop that would come from a face-to-face class. You won't be able to see the people and hear the people that are in the class, but you will still interact with them. The interaction with other students is going to happen in participation. Each week, You'll do some reading, and you'll talk about that reading. You come to you're divided into groups. This week, you'll choose which group you want to be in. Now, you can, if you know someone else in the class, you're certainly welcome to sign up in a group that they are already part of. But you'll click on participation, you'll see groups, you can pick a group, you'll simply decide which one you want in there, it'll show you who's in there. Sign up, and here you see I'm a part of this group now. Now, I won't be after I make this video, so don't sign up for group 1 just because you think I'm in it. You'll see the assignments here. You'll have a group blog. This is where you'll type your response to the reading by create blog entry. These are the instructions. You'll do one each week for weeks 1, 2, and 3. Then you will also respond to your peers. So remember that people are going to read what you have to write. Your group will have about 5 or 6 people in it. And so you'll get to know each other a little bit as you talk about these. Now, the participation folder is group discussions of the readings. Sometimes you'll have group assignments, such as this week you'll have a team charter to complete. You'll have a group blog. You'll also have here the discussion board. The discussion board is where those assignments are going to happen. This week you're going to make a contract. In other words, you're going to give each other your contact information. You're going to talk about concerns, fears, worries, anything that you have, so that you can prepare to have a successful experience in the class. Other times you'll do other types of little worksheets. The essays are always individual, but you will do some group activities. Occasionally you'll also have some other things in the participation folder that are not interactive, or they're not with your group, such as you'll have some interactive practice with grammar. You'll just click on these and it'll take you to the worksheet, and it'll give you an explanation of everything to help you with those. Now, your homework each week is going to be to open each folder and complete everything in it, basically, but the reading is mostly what you would think of when you think of the homework that you would have in a regular class. The reading assignments are the same reading assignments that my face-to-face classes get. This week, you need to read the syllabus, and you need to read Allegory of the Cave by Plato. Now, in the lectures, there's some videos that'll help you understand the Allegory of the Cave, but you're responsible for reading it. You'll be accountable for each thing that you read or watch in the assessments, so make sure that each thing is completed. And of course, assessments are your main concern. How are you going to get your grade in this class? Each week, your grade will come from both assessments and participation. So each week you'll have a quiz, and each week you'll have a blog, except there's a few weeks that you don't. This is to make you accountable for everything that you've read and everything you've watched. Now, things like Allegory of the Cave, you're going to talk about in a blog, so it won't be on the quiz. Other things like the syllabus, you're not going to talk about in a blog, so that will be on the quiz. So everything will either be discussed in your group or taken as a quiz. Now, of course, the biggest chunk of your grade, 70% of the grade, will come in your essays. Your essays, I mentioned earlier, are due weeks 4, 8, 12, and 16. The instructions for those essays can be found in those weeks. Don't wait till those weeks to read them. Keep them in mind all along. Every blog will contribute to helping you prepare for an essay. Essay 1 you can see in week 4. Your instructions are there, and when you have completed it, this is where you will click to submit it to me. Keep in mind, this is the biggest chunk of your grade. This is where most of your effort needs to be put. One last thing for you to be aware of is the link at the bottom that says Student Tools. When you click on Student Tools, you can have access to all the announcements, Blackboard help, you can see all of the groups, you can even send email, you have the class roster. The one that I want to focus on, though, is your grades. You should check on your grades pretty often. Everything that I have graded will be posted there. Keep up with how you're doing in the class. I mentioned before that the bulk of your grade is going to be your essays, so focus on those, but you're going to be getting grades each week. So as soon as they are graded, you will be able to see them there, and you should always know how you're doing in the class.